A very merry Beltane from the Weekly Wheel News. It's about that time of year. It's time for a story. So let's all sit down and listen to The Night Before Winter. 'Twas the night before winter, and through the west wood there rode a dark horseman who was up to no good. Visions of Beltane danced in Rand's head, but that stranger who spied him filled him with dread. Returning from town, where Tam dropped off their load, there was no sign of that rider that Rand saw from the road. Rand's father was cautious. Tam checked out the farm, while he fed the chickens and looked into the barn. The sheep were a-bleating, those chickens they scratched, while Rand cut the firewood, chop and then stack. The darning was hung across Tam's chair with care, in the vain hope that Kari soon would be there. Tam lit lots of candles, and he put on the stew, and then locked the door, an odd thing to do. Disappearing upstairs, Tam dragged out his old chest, while Rand sat at the table, looking forward to rest. Coming back down, Tam wore a shining old blade, marked with the heron for the price that he paid. "A sword?" Rand gasped. "When did you get that?" "A long time ago," Tam replied, and for Tam, that was that. With Rand in his shirt sleeves, his da drew up the bath. He'd read old Jane Farstrider, or maybe a nap. The kettle was hung on the fire for tea, but near shadows meant trouble, with a capital T. When at the front door there arose such a clatter, Rand sprang to his feet to see what was the matter. He rushed to the door, kettle hot, but he froze. The door splintered and shattered as darkness arose. Now what to his startled gray eyes did appear but a big goat-faced monster, inspiring fear. With a muzzle so dripping, blade ready to pierce, he knew in an instant it was a Trolloc so fierce. More rapid than lightning, Rung flung that teapot, and it seared as it splashed the water so hot. Tam shouted and hollered to deceive the dark band. The sword flashed as he fought, yelling, "Run for it, Rand!" And Rand the boy did, clean out into the night, while Tam leapt through a window and continued to fight. Away from the sheep, away to the road, Rand hid in the bushes until his father Tam showed. "Trollocs are stupid," his da panted and said. Rand hugged his dear father, but came away red. "You're injured," he said, as Tam started to sweat, and Rand knew in a moment to the town he must get. He raced into the cabin while wielding Tam's sword, when a voice stopped him cold, as if from the Dark Lord. "Narg smart, Nog wait. You drop sword and no run." A Trolloc that talked, now that was no fun. Rand panicked and brought up his sword in a flash, and the beast roared as it charged, but then fell in a crash. How lucky, how favored, Rand dashed out the door. He crafted a litter, and his father he bore. Through the forest and fever, Tam clinging to life, gave Rand visions and fables, and then shook his whole life. "A baby, I found him. Yes, Kari, my love. Name him Rand and adopt him," and it slapped like a glove. "He isn't my father?" Rand questioned and ran, and then finally made it past moraine and land. Into the village he burst with a plea. "Please, wisdom, please save him. He's dying, Nynaeve." She was dressing the bandages, covered in soot. "This healing's beyond me," she said with a look. So panicked and worried, Rand struck up a deal with the blue-eyed Sedai, who started to heal. "You cannot stay here," she absently said. "The Dark One, he wants you, and he wants you all dead." So bidding farewell to his father in bed, Rand left home forever and sighed with deep dread. "The Trollocs are birding, a fade leading the way. They want me, Mat and Perrin. It's time to away." So Rand sprang to his horse, and the others to follow, and fled Emmonsfield, now fast as a swallow. The three boys so eager, and a gleeman, how merry! Egwene, Moraine, and Lan all raced toward Tarn Ferry. They followed the river, below Drakkar they raced, the half-man behind them as the Trollocs kept pace. Pursued by the shadow, the wheel weaved as it willed. Out from the two rivers, the wind blew and it chilled. And I heard them exclaim as they rode out of sight, "Best Beltane ever, except Winternight." Anne